Hello, thanks for having me. Yeah, my name is Björn, also known as the artist Gothminister. Uh, Played in several bands since the 80s, but Gothminister became my main project starting in 1999. And since then, we have released 7 albums, played in more than 40 countries in the world, hundreds of concerts for up to like 30,000 people. Main markets Germany, Netherlands, UK. We're going to the US soon and pretty much playing all over the world. And now we're in the national selections of Norway for Eurovision. Well, it kind of started. Well, I started with writing actually comic books and novels. But I think it was a point in my life where my best friend turned against me and started mocking me and turned the whole class in school against me. I don't know the reason why we were best friends before, but I remember very clearly that I was very sad. I was depressed, of course, and I know how it is to be left outside, to be mocked. And at the same time, I started playing music. So then the feeling actually it sounds like a cliche, but it's actually true that the feeling when we had our first concert um, with my first band, it was like, this youth club and it was packed. And I was standing on stage singing in front of like hundreds of people. And I saw my friend in the audience. And I was standing on stage and he was down there. So this is kind of one of my first memories that I felt that music kind of saved me for believing in me, although I was different and I was kind of left outside. Well, as I said, I played in a lot of bands before, and it was a lot of metal bands, even thrash metal, and really hard music. But I was always into melodies, and we split up our old band called Disco Judas, and I met a friend. We went out, and it was probably in 98 or 99, he took me to this goth club, underground club in Oslo, which was completely different from what I've seen before. I mean, as a comic book writer, I was into Batman, right? But this goth club had very exciting visual aspect of it, and also the music. So everyone were dressed in black, and but they were really nice. And the girls can have like fantastic outfits, and also the guys. And we were just fooling around, thinking that this scene should have someone who speaks for them, or some kind of character. And then we thought Gothminister because it's like a spokesperson for that scene, and we laughed about it. And he should be 30 meters tall, and all these ideas. Sadly, what happened that night, we're going to an after party, but I got lost and I lost my jacket. So it was minus 25 degrees outside, and I was in t-shirt walking like this to get home because my throat was, getting all this cold air. It was horrible. And next day I woke up with a throat infection, and I was actually very ill for a very long time, for at least a year. And during this illness, I started writing the music for Gothminister. So again, I kind of faced some challenges, but the music kind of saved me and made me believe again. Definitely. In 1999, I started up. We just split up our old band, and I started up as a one-man project. Um, but soon I got, a band with real drums and guitars because I always liked live music. And I think one of the turning points where, because I started playing in Norway, played like some live shows, but we were invited to play in Germany for the first time in Germany, and it was at the Mera Luna Festival. And we were playing for like on main stage first show ever outside of Norway, and there were 15,000 people. And we had this we self-made backdrops to have the logo on the stage, and they were just way too small. And one of them fell down during the show, so we felt so small because the stage was so big and was so many people, but they really loved it. And this started kind of the career for Gothminister, I think, in Germany, because this is actually where we play most of our shows. And it also opened for other territories, Netherlands, Belgium, France, UK. We were just on a tour now in all these countries last year, and Finland and the Nordic countries. So it started kind of in Germany, where we had this great start with lots of people. So that was a turning point, I think, and there have been many turning points since. But I think that was the start of it. Yes, I applied. You know, some artists are asked and some apply. So in 2013, I applied with the song Utopia, and there were like 1,700 applicants, but we got in among the 21st or the 21. So they picked 21 songs out of 1,700, and these 21 songs compete against each other. So I was then in the national selection semifinals in 2013 with Utopia, but we came in fourth, so we would not advance to the finals. But back then, I met a guy called Jesper Borgen. He's a producer. I don't know if you have heard of Alan Walker, but Alan Walker is a Norwegian pop star. He has almost 2 billion Spotify streams on his song Faded. It's a very big artist, and he is the producer of Alan Walker. And he said that he always wanted to do Gothminister because it's a different music. It's gothic metal. So 10 years after the first time in MGP in 2023, I called Jesper and I said, "Do you still want to do this?" Because I waited for 10 years to call him after that, and he wanted to. So then I met him, and we were producing We Come Alive, and it was kind of a battle between me as a metal guy and him as a pop guy. And this is why the kind of hybrid song We Come Alive was the result of that, and I was quite happy with it. And also, I think people were happy with it because we got so many votes. So we now finally advanced. 11 years later, we come back and we advanced to the finals. So we've done better now than 11 years ago. And now we're competing on Saturday. We're in the last 9, and the winner will represent Norway in Eurovision. So it's really exciting. It means a lot. But first of all, it's a song about, including those who are different, like my real story as a child. Because as I said, I know how it feels to be left outside, to be mocked, and not to be respected or included because you're not exactly like all the others. But I think that also We Come Alive shows that you should cherish the art of being different. To be different gives you superpowers. So that's why you should never be afraid of being different or feeling different. You should just believe in yourself and never let go of your dreams, because one day they will come true. I believe that. And also take with you that you should respect everyone around you and make them comfortable in your company. If we all stand together, I would say we come alive instead of just being dead inside. Well, I had an idea that, I watched a lot of horror movies because I love them, because I get a little bit inspired of being a little bit scared, but still feeling safe. So I think that the unknown is an important factor. So if you're a little bit scared of something, you should confront your fears and actually jump a little bit into it, because it will also start a creative process in your brain. And when you're creative, I believe you also are happy. So this is what's happening with the show We Come Alive. There is a little girl She's a little bit scared of Gothminister and the darkness, and but still she wants to kind of explore it. So in our live show, we have a small dollhouse. She's actually playing with a little doll looking like me, and later in the stage show, she kind of get convinced that she wants to try. She wants to kind of confront these fears and actually also come alive together with us. And she joins us and sees that it's good. It's nothing to be afraid of. So this was my concept all the way, an idea that um, those who feel a little bit left outside, or those who think that something is unknown or scary, just try it and just yeah, stand together, and you see it's not that bad after all. And also it's a challenge for everyone, that don't be afraid of the unknown, because it could give you a fantastic, you know, journey. And don't be afraid of people who are different, because include everyone in your company that you want to be with, and yeah, just respect everyone. It was a discussion because in the contest we're only allowed to be 6 people on stage, and in 2013 we were the band, but we kind of didn't have room for a show. And you know, live we are the band on stage, and we also have actors on stage with the a visual show, and we have, you know, a lot of things going on. So since we tried being a band in 2013, we all agreed. So nobody is kind of arguing. We all, the band, agreed that this is a good investment to try to show people also the show of Gothminister. So since we're only allowed 6 people on stage, and we often are like 4 or 5 in the band, there was no room for a show or dancers. So we just said this time we do it different. I go alone, and we just focus on the show instead of the band. So this is an agreement with the band. But live, we are always the band and playing live music, you know. So yeah, it was a agreed decision between everyone. Yeah, a little bit. We had, for example, this interview last week with Margaret Berger and Ingrid Jasmin. And Margaret Berger told me that her son is a really fan of my songs. So she has to listen to it all the time. So that was really nice and funny. And I had some communication with Mia. Uh, mm, that the girl who actually, the artist who actually has um, most streams, all artists. She has 1.5 million followers or monthly listeners, and her biggest song is actually more than 200 million streams. So she is actually on Spotify the biggest of all artists, and she's really nice, and she stands up for justice, and has a very, very nice person indeed. Um, Besides that, yeah, well, lots of really nice people. I don't know everyone from before, but these are kind of those I've talked the most with, and but everyone is very nice, and it's just a big gang of friends, even though we are competitors. So yeah, I don't think it's that important who wins. Actually, to me, I'm just happy to be in, and for me, you know, I'm a really dark horse. I'm an outsider. I play totally different music. I have a totally different style. So to me, it's kind of winning, just getting to the finals with a totally different music, because the others have like pop music, you know, which is kind of suitable for the Eurovision, but I have something which is not supposed maybe to be in Eurovision. I don't know, but I hope I have a chance still. Um, of all artists, or only Norway, or because I've also seen some other artists, but uh, I think that from what I've seen, I think it was quite cool that Bambi Thug won from Ireland, because it's something that kind of um, turns everything on its head. And I like that, because, you know, if you give resistance there is art in it. So art is resistant, right? So I know a lot of people don't like it, and I know a lot of people love it, but it gives some kind of reaction instead of just a normal pop song. I think Eurovision should show also that we have variation. We have different kinds of styles, you know, and I think these numbers are what these acts, the people really react. What is this? I've never seen, you know, in the commercial scene. This is the most important thing to develop also for Eurovision, to have some reactions. I also got that, you know, in the MGP that I wear his white makeup and, you know, the crown and the scary stuff. But actually, a lot of people like it, and it changes them a little bit, and it changes their, it opens, you know, their horizon. I think this is maybe more important in the end than having like a great melody that everyone expected to win. Um, yeah, let me think which is my favorite. Um, wow, that's difficult because um, well, other people I talked to was also Erica. She's because it was so nice, you know, with the big robot, and it's not my kind of musical style, but I think it's cool. She's very nice, and people also said a lot of bad things to her. So I feel sorry for her. So I sent her an email and just supported her. And I think for a catchy song, my AI is quite cool actually, pop song. Um, and also it was returning the favor because when I advanced in the first semifinal, there were two persons sending me lovely messages, and that was Mia and Erica. They, yeah, Björn, you made it. It was so nice, almost cried. So yeah, paying that favor back. My AI is actually, and Erica, it's cool, and Mia with green lights. Yeah, really cool songs in both in different ways and totally different from Gothminister, of course, but yeah, still. Uh, as a child, I wanted to become a lawyer, actually, because I think it has to do with me writing comic books and having my, you know, favorite superhero as Batman, who's like a defender of the law and righteousness to be, you know, fairness. Um, So I kind of ended up a little bit by, like Batman. So I am actually a lawyer today, working in the film and TV industry, fighting for, you know, directors, screenwriters, photographers, editors, in a union actually, and negotiating against big production companies. I'm the leader of negotiations with Netflix, you know, all these big actors in the movie and the TV industry. Um, but at night, I, you know, put on makeup and dress as Gothminister. So it's not that different from Batman, actually, when I think about it. He's a kind of, you know, this businessman in daytime, and then he dresses as Batman at night. So it was my dream, and maybe I'm living with it because I love my work and I love my music experiences. Um, I often, of course, every artist listen to other music, and I have some favorite bands, but also I get inspiration from uh, things I see around me. So if I go to the ocean and I see a storm building up, I can get, you know, a guitar riff in my head, something really like this. I can just hear it. It just comes to me. Rhythmical, you know, and this is also why I think that Gottmeister's music is kind of also representing a little bit, you know, the harsh nature of Norway, the mountains and all that, you know, more massive. I'm always into like this massive musical stuff. But yeah, I love listening to music as well, and I think that when we listen to others' music, I think some sticks in our head, and then turns out to you remember some of it, and then you kind of recreate it into something new, hopefully, then not steal it, but get inspired from it. So there's tons of bands I listen to, so it's difficult to just drop them. But I would say others' music is inspiring, and to me, a lot of visual things I see. If I see a cool stage show, if I see a cool movie, or if I see cool nature, or even a cool Gothic building, a big Gothic church, I get inspiration from that to create something. Yeah, I don't kind of have a specific idol like one, because I kind of create my own version, of a superhero like Gothminister. But um, we talked about Batman. I think I maybe will go back to Batman, because it goes back to my roots, and I many great music artists, but I think if you look at Batman, he is dark. He's the Dark Knight, and he is has well, he doesn't really have superpowers, but we believe he has superpowers. He is very smart and all that. So in a way, he has superpowers, but it's believable because he can't fly like Superman or shoot. Well, I actually shoot lasers out of my fingertips in in the live show. So, but Batman, I would say if I pick one idol, it's Batman because I live my life very similar, and it shows that I have gone that direction, and I like it. Well, first of all, the visual that I have all this makeup and the clothes, but with the mindset, I think that Gothminister can manage everything that Björn can't manage. So when I kind of think that I can't do it, if I put on the makeup, I suddenly can do it. It's like, a superhero version of yourself. And it really, the other guys in the band, they were not like interested in painting themselves with makeup and costumes, but they had to because it's kind of the thing. But after a while, they said, actually, I like this when I kind of go into this character because you get relaxed and you believe in yourself and you get some strength. And I think that's for everyone that they try to put on some makeup or some costumes or whatever and play another character, because I think you can actually first of all escape from everyday stress, and second of all you can become a superhero version of yourself. And I think that's important, and you can get more self-confident because we all need that, because we all have challenges, no matter who we are. So to me and to us, it has helped us getting stronger with this image. And I think that's what it shows, that on stage I'm more uh, confident than when I'm not on stage. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Well, my great grandfather owned the biggest music company in Norway, you know, before my time. So there were you know, was some musical blood in my veins, maybe, or in my family. But um, uh, and also my grandfather and yeah, great grandfather, they were like playing music, so there was some music in our family. First of all, I don't know why I started with music, because my father and mother didn't, and also the family around it, they don't not particularly interested in music. But there is something inside of me that fits with music, because melodies and the rhythms come to me, and I like easily write songs. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's genetic or whatever, but I have kind of this. Well, as a child, I was singing, in church and all that, and started early, singing in a choir. But I wanted to make something more, brutal and more metal music and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think there is something inside that connects me with music. I can't explain what it is. But as an example, I met this producer when we were trying to produce the MGP song. And I had some songs, and he liked it. But after I was in the studio that day, I went home, and I think it doesn't really fit for Jesper. So I called him next day, and I already made a new song. So I made We Come Alive like in a few hours after our meeting. So I made it in the evening the same day, and the next day I sent it to him. And this became kind of the entry. So I'm really fast. Music just comes to me, and I just want to create all the time. So I can't say what it is, but there is something inside of me that wants out. Yeah. To me, the most important thing is that people have the ability to make everyone comfortable in their company. This is, I think, is the biggest thing, because this has something to do, with politeness and really have a good intention of making other people feel good. I was also a little bit afraid, but I think you should just go for it. It's difficult in the start because you think you're not going to be any good or whatever, but I think maybe the best advice is to think about that you're doing it for yourself and not for anyone else. Because when I create music, I want to make music that I want to listen to. And I don't care about anyone else. And if nobody wants to listen to it, okay, at least I have it for myself. So do it for yourself, not for anyone else, and see what happens. To all subscribers of Eurobladet, this is Gothminister without makeup. I'm competing in the national selections in Norway this Saturday, MGP 2024, with song We Come Alive. You can vote on delta.nrk.no, Central European Time, 9 to 9:30. To all of you who wants to make music yourself, go ahead and start and make music only for yourself and see what happens. And have a great Eurovision.